Code 3, 2025. This is an American action comedy and it's based on ambulance services in Los Angeles, uh, the paramedic service. And the first thing that surprised me was they do 24-hour shifts. I mean, one really long 24-hour shift with very little break time, it seems. I think they do get some breaks, lunch, statutory amount of time where they are eating, but this is a dramatization, a comedy, and um, the main characters are Randy, who is played by Rainn Wilson, and Mike, played by Lil Rel Howery, and Jessica, played by Amy Carrera. And what happens is they're all in the same ambulance, and um, Randy, who is like the main protagonist, he's so fed up. He is planning to tender his resignation. He's so burnt out. He's jaded. He's cynical. He's trying to avoid paperwork, and there's paperwork for all sorts of things. For instance, you do not let a patient die in the ambulance because of the amount of paperwork it involves. So, like when someone has a heart attack or some sort of, I think it's called VFib or something, V something. But anyway, in a major state of not being able to breathe, their heart not working, and a patient goes into that state after, I think it's a road traffic crash, a collision, and Randy asks Jessica, who has been assigned as a observer, a student, just to watch, but Randy says, "Pump away, just keep on CPR. You've got to do CPR all the way until this poor patient is in hospital." This is early on, and they die. And then Randy explains to Jessica that the reason, as far as he was concerned, um, that this patient died really early on, in probably in the ambulance, but actually, yeah, something like that. And so the paperwork would just be way out of hand, just too much. Um, so it was now the hospital's job filling in the paperwork. So it's that sort of thing, and there's a lot of tension between the hospital, one particular member's staff, Dr. Serrano, played by Rob Riggle. He does not like Randy, and there's a lot of bad feeling going on between those two. And yeah, they get called to a care home, and this is again pretty early on. So Jessica's brand new student, seem to know anything anyway. She's actually really astute. She seems to, well, she does know stuff, but this is her first experience of the paramedic side of life. Should we say that? She's a student, so she does know stuff. But they go to this care home, and there's a patient who has died, who just already died, and yet the the care staff seem to be like trying to argue they're trying to get out the paperwork as well, and so there's this awful grimace on the face of the patient, and I mean, it's quite clear. Randy explains that rigor mortis is set in. He doesn't want to touch the patient because by doing so, he'd have to take responsibility. But he says to a member of staff, roll this person over, and, starting to roll them, the whole of them rolls with it, so they're totally stiff. The rigor mortis means they've been dead for some hours. So it wasn't like, I mean, there'd have to be a pretty poor care assistant not to notice that a lot earlier on, and so they were just trying to palm off this patient. But of course, they talk to Shanice, who's Randy's supervisor, making a complaint, but she shuts them down. So there's all this sort of stuff. This is really early on, but there's 24 hours. You see the countdown. There's a bit of an intro also first, but I mean, the awful stuff. There's a lot of awful stuff in this film. I mean, lots of car crashes. Um, Kind of reminds me of Casualty, and I remember early in the days of Casualty, which is a British drama, television drama, started about 40 years ago. And I remember a article, probably in a newspaper, that said, "Don't let your kids watch. Um, don't let your kids watch Casualty because it's traumatizing." It's like you just see all these dead people and you think, "Oh my gosh!" And I mean, they make it fairly realistic, but so it's probably not for young people. Certainly, maybe over 15, certainly 16, 17 year olds probably okay. But if you're young, oh my gosh. Um, I mean, and they don't show too much, and it's not very gory, not lots of blood or anything like that. But there's quite a lot of horrifying situations, and Randy is sanguine, and he's just cynical as anything. And like when they're having a burger or something in a fast food joint, someone at the neighbouring table says, "What's the worst thing you ever seen?" And he describes something that really horrifies them, and then makes out as a joke. So these people at the other table, they're just absolutely shocked and leave in disgust, leaving their food behind even. But it's just like, well, yeah, what do you expect? Asking, I mean, I can imagine paramedics get all treated badly, asked loads of questions. So what? I mean, actually, watch this film. And I hope it isn't as bad for the London ambulance service. I'd think they'd wait. They wouldn't have such long. Hopefully, they don't do more than 12 hours. I would hope, because I mean, 24 hours. How do you keep your eyes open and keep going? And adrenaline, maybe, but yeah, it's a tough one. And yeah, so there's this gruesome material. Not lingered on much, but yeah, it's very messy. I mean, I found it really fascinating. I really liked it. I've felt a lot of sympathy for all three characters. I mean, Mike just does the driving, he insists on it. But Randy, you can see why he's so worn out by everything. And Jessica, she's doing her best, and she really shows. I mean, there's a bit of a twist as well at one point. I won't say anything more about that. But I thought it was really fascinating, good fun. And apart from the bits that I didn't like, I enjoyed it. I would say it's really interesting, good film, a worthwhile watch. And I'm going to score at 8.75. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. Please like, if you like this review, please hit the like. Please, thanks for subscribing. Please consider subscribing if you like this. And hit the notification button. Leave comments if you've seen the film, and got any thoughts. And thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.